The purpose of this video is to run through the use of an energy report, basically to be used in conjunction with data that's logged from an energy meter, and basically provide a summary of how much power either a kind of like a piece of equipment or say a larger system is using in real time. So I'll kind of give an overview of this report, and then I'll give an overview of a live test system that I'm going to use to generate data and then rerun the report in real time. So here I have a report, and effectively what you do here is you look at the time from the time to, where you're looking at a system that's been in use, and then effectively you're able to get back metrics which are of interest. Mainly it's apparent power, which is how much power you're consuming, versus then the active power, and then the reactive power, which is basically this is useful energy, and then this is non-useful energy. And here then we can just see this kind of percentage shown out for system utilization, how much time it's actually on and consuming some kind of power. Then it's actually a single phase system, so that's why the power factor here is so low. And then I have these kind of queries going on the actual historized data to look at, say, the actual power consumption against kind of bands as such. So it's kind of like commercial electricity rates, where you've basically got time that looks at how much power was consumed, and then you've effectively got then the idea of a cost, and here you've got like off peak, and then basically the whole idea of a total, and so on. Then at the bottom we have this chart which just tries to look at again the apparent power, which is again how much you've actually consumed, versus then the actual useful power, which is basically put out. So if I look at my test system here, what I'm going to run live on the screen, if it opens up, I'll have to just open that up again. I have an energy meter, and I have a VFD, and then I have this fan here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to alter then the power output from the VFD to the fan, and we're going to watch the values kind of change in real time. Okay, so I'm going to just bring over just a kind of an overview of what tags I'm going to look at. So to just give a kind of an overview, I have this historian here, and then I have this energy meter which is set up as a device on the historian, and it's done over Modbus RTU. And then I have tags then inside the energy meter which I'm looking at, and you'll see that I'm looking at just basically the current, voltage, the apparent power, active power, and power factor. And these are things that the energy meter is calculating in real time, you know, as the variance occurs. So I'm just going to open up like a data logger screen here, and I'm going to open up the system as it's live. So I have the data logger there, and I'm going to put them in run mode. So we should see live values here pop up. And then also what I'm going to do is I'm going to vary then the VFD itself. So it's only running very, very slowly at the moment. So you're going to see the apparent power jump up. So I'm going to put them up to around, say, 25 Hertz. And you can see up here, it's actually up at 26 Hertz. And you can see that the apparent power is after jumping up. And the time at the moment, it's just down to, say, 9:45. So we'll go 9:45 to 9:46. 1945 to 1946, and maybe what I'll do is I'll jump them down, and in real time, if I want to, I can then go and I can take a look, say for example, at a trend in real time. So here in this trend that you can see, I'll just click the energy meter. We'll take a look at apparent power, bring him across, and let's just kind of see how he's been getting on over the last minute that we've been looking at him. So we can see he's gone up a bit, and then he's basically gone back down, and we can, of course, then we can modify him again. Maybe we'll bring him up, you know what I mean, quite high. So we'll just select on him there, and we'll see he's after jumping up again. So what we'll do then is we're going to go down very, very low, and he's gone down considerably. And what we'll do now is we'll take a look at a report. So this is like looking at a live trend as it appears, but we'll go back into our report, and then what we'll do is we'll go from 1945 to 1946, and we click on display report. So he's going to refresh there now, and we're going to see this graph here and how it gets displayed in real time. And this is the equivalent of effectively of our trend that we see here between the same time. But the report is able to do more queries on cost. Now these are all very, very low. It's only over 1 minute, so that's the reason why effectively everything is so low. But then when you do a reporting like this, it's very handy, because effectively what you can do then is you can just print out. So say, for example, I can just go print to PDF, and if I just go print, and then basically what I will have coming up, I'll just put it out on my desktop. I'll just call it EM1 report, and I could give a date and time or whatever else. So I've saved that then out to my desktop, and if I just double click on them there, what I can bring across is just this report, which has basically been put out, and it's kind of aesthetic in certain respects, because it's something that could show general use over time, maybe over a 24-hour period, and so on. And it could basically be emailed out in that respect. But that's kind of just my summary of how you can actually trend in real time, system use, and maybe put together some kind of metrics where you're taking a look at historized data. I'll do a kind of more expansive blog on this as to how the data was actually recorded, and maybe kind of go into a little bit of detail on how the queries are actually done. The purpose of this video is just to give a summary of everything. Okay, thank you very much.